Stop throwing people away. I believe human beings have inherent value and deserve time and grace to make mistakes and grow. When we take the time to connect with others, we can form bonds far greater than anyone can take away from us. Pokemon Pokopia feels like the quintessential expression of connection, the fundamental desire to want to connect with others, be seen, to be heard, to be understood. To care for each other and feel immersed in those relationships is crucial in the world we live in. By radically and intentionally caring for others, despite nominal disagreements, we can forge a stronger future. I attempt to embody this in all aspects of my life, and the way I play Pokemon is no different. Pokemon Pokopia opened doors for this kind of connection in a way I never thought possible. The unique interactions you get to have with each Pokemon are different than I've ever experienced. I never thought I'd feel connected to a Kricketot, but seeing it wandering around the area and interacting with other Pokemon added depth to its character and allowed me time to forge a connection with it. Pokopia allows you time to make these connections, since most actions take real time to occur. It encourages you to take your time, wander about, and explore the vast world. Pokopia is a pause from daily worries. Each breath feels deeper as I get to play the game, and I get the privilege of intentionally caring for each Pokemon, creating their world worth living in. This all culminates into what I realized when I started playing Pokopia and saw the little heart icon pop up over each Pokemon's head as I completed their requests. And what truly touched me and molded how I would play through the game was Professor Tangrowth's plea. The genuine hope that humans would return if the areas were revitalized and all the Pokemon returned and lived comfortably. My mission was set in stone. I had to connect with every Pokemon and make them the happiest they had ever been. The premise of Pokopia is rebuilding and reinvigorating barren landscapes with dilapidated buildings and reintroducing Pokemon into their habitats within 4 distinct areas, with a bonus 5th area with a blank slate. The player character is a Ditto that transforms into its trainer, who is tasked with this revitalization. The main 4 areas hold their own unique architectural identities and introduce different Pokemon and new characters. Professor Tangrowth in Withered Wastelands, Chef Dente and DJ Rotom in Rocky Ridges, Pikachu, Smearguru, and Mosslax in Bleak Beach, and the Tink Master in Sparkling Skylands all forge their ways within the story, assisting Ditto with the tasks at hand. By discovering new habitats, Ditto can find new Pokemon with special abilities that help with fixing the areas, as well as learn certain abilities to use itself. Through utilizing those learned abilities, crafting recipes, and completing the habitants' requests, you can make the Pokemon more comfortable. The Pokemon Center's PC contains the PokeLife app, which tracks the player's progress in this revitalization, documenting the environment level from level 1 to a maximum of 10. It also catalogs Pokemon inhabitants' comfort level in each area, from no home or iffy to awesome. While there is a general storyline to follow through each area, the player holds the power to change much of the landscape as they please. Even before credits roll, there is so much freedom of choice within each area. Many players have specific visions for what they want to build, planning out entirely new footprints to areas with brand new cohesive aesthetics. But Professor Tangrowth's plea echoed in my head. I threw a cohesive aesthetic plan by the wayside in favor of simply honoring each individual Pokemon's requests. The Pokedex became my best friend. The entries illuminate the favorites of every Pokemon, as well as their ideal habitat. So I read through each entry, memorizing the kinds of toys and decorations they liked, their favorite foods, and whether they preferred their home to be bright, dark, humid, dry, warm, or cool. By the time I was almost finished with the storyline in Sparkling Skylands, and nearing the end of the story as a whole, I noticed something about Dedene's Pokedex entry, a small heart in the bottom right corner. Soon after, I spoke with Dedenne and I learned I had become great friends with it. In my mind, this is inextricably linked to the mission at hand, since happiness and connectedness go hand in hand. Understanding this base information, I determined there were 3 primary goals within the plan so that I could achieve 100% happiness in Pokopia. 1. Raise each area to environment level 10. 2. Raise each Pokemon's comfort level to awesome, which includes building the perfect home or habitat for each Pokemon. And 3. Obtain great friend status with each Pokemon. Throughout this, I had to complete the Pokedex. I was so entranced by the landscape and sparkling skylands that I made the area my home base, and most of the habitats I constructed began there. While some Pokemon were quick to show up, others took their time. It took almost 2 full weeks to find all 3 Tatsugiri, and it never rained when I needed it to when waiting for Gudra. Most of the befriendable legendary Pokemon are exclusive to Dream Islands, which can only be visited once per day. Each one appears at random on specific Dream Islands, and despite the randomness, it was only a few weeks before I had brought home Entei, Suicune, Raikou, and Mewtwo to live amongst the other Pokemon. The final 2 Pokedex entries were actually Pokemon that cannot live among Ditto and its friends, Ho-Oh and Lugia. Much to my dismay, these 2 legendary birds roam free, dropping their feathers at will to be collected. While Ditto can ring the Clear Bell or Tidal Bell to call them over and log them within the Pokedex, we can only chat briefly with these majestic creatures. It was quickly after bringing Entei to Rocky Ridges that I learned that the comfort level of a legendary Pokemon drastically affects the environment level of an area, to the point where I was environment level 10 with little effort other than making the perfect home for Entei with all of its favorite things, achieving maximum comfort. While this might be a game changer for those looking for a quick method to achieve the maximum environment level, I was in it for the long haul, making the perfect home for every Pokemon, pairing each one with others that had similar favorites. Something important I discovered during this quest was the difference in time it took for a Pokemon to reach awesome comfort depending on the type of home that they were moved into. There are 2 types of houses that can be constructed in Pokopia. Prefab houses, ones that require specific materials, multiple Pokemon, and real time to construct, and block houses, ones that Ditto constructs with any blocks available. While both require a minimum of 3 items inside to be considered a home, if I moved a Pokemon into a prefab house with the same exact items as a block house, I noticed that the Pokemon's comfort level went to awesome much faster than block houses. Sometimes that difference was multiple days in real time. So I had to be strategic with which houses I constructed, especially given the limits on how many prefab houses can be in any given area. To be honest, I went overboard on decorating. I wanted every Pokemon to feel at home as soon as possible. Every single home has multitudes of furniture, decorations, and toys, each tailored to the Pokemon living in it. The most important items, though, were the ones to regulate temperature and environment. I moved Sylveon into my home with all of its favorites, but after days, it still wasn't at awesome. When I inspected the home with a bit of confusion, I asked Sylveon what its comfort was. It said it wished it were a bit warmer. The second I changed the setting on the AC, its comfort level rose to awesome immediately. A similar instance occurred with Sprigatito. When I asked how comfortable it was, it said it disliked lots of fire and to remove it immediately. Unbeknownst to me at the time, a candle was lit behind its home from Litwick's habitat. I quickly moved Litwick into a new home and removed the candle. Sprigatito was overjoyed, and its comfort rose to awesome. While these 2 instances may seem like minor inconveniences, juggling 300 plus Pokemon's likes and dislikes and ensuring they all feel comfortable while living alongside each other was so much fun for me and turned into an exhilarating challenge. Charjabug doesn't like the stove? Move it in with Superior, they have similar favorites. The Dratini family isn't comfortable? I forgot to turn on the humidifier. Every issue typically had a simple fix. The greatest challenge that required some research to figure out was Ditto's comfort level. Ditto is particular. While its ideal habitat is bright, the Pokedex entry lists no favorites. Each of my home bases were decked out with so many items, and you can't ask Ditto what its comfort level is. I got online and dug deep, since I was at a loss. After some diligent research, I learned that to reach awesome comfort, Ditto requires 4 of each item type: relaxation, decoration, and toy, and 1 additional item of any type. Most of my homes only had 1 or 2 relaxation items, and after adding a cushion here and a sofa there, Ditto joined the others in reaching awesome in each area. The final step was achieving great friend status with each Pokemon. As I housed each Pokemon in their perfect spot, I gradually achieved great friend status over time through my daily routine. Each day, I would harvest as many crops as possible, headbutt berry trees for dozens of berries, then run to the kitchen to make dozens of each flavor of food item. Seaweed salad for bitter, fluffy bread for sweet, crouton salad for spicy, shredded salad for sour, and crushed berry salad for dry. Then, I would walk through each area. Each Pokemon I saw, I would check the Pokedex to see what their favorite flavor was, and then give them the food item that matched. Food was the key to their hearts. Since each time Ditto gives a gift to a Pokemon, its friendship level increases. Only a couple dozen Pokemon can be spawned in each area at any given time, so as the number of Pokemon without a heart on their Pokedex page dwindled, I had to utilize honey to draw out specific Pokemon so I could give them the gift of food. The final Pokemon that I elevated to great friend status was Mawile, not because of my lack of love for it, but because it has the trade specialty and was often in the shop where I couldn't give it food unless I bought all of its items for sale. Through all of these efforts, all areas are at environment level 10. Every single Pokemon is housed, and their comfort level is awesome, and every Pokemon possible is a great friend. Was all of this worth it? Did I truly achieve 100% happiness in Pokemon Pokopia? Let's hear from some residents.
I love my home right now a lot. There's something about it that's so calming. My comfort level? It's awesome. I want to just chill here every day.
Yo, I love my home. How's my comfort level? Hecking awesome. I want to live here forever, yo.
My home. It is now very nice. Thank you, Yarny. Bzzzt. Comfort level. It is awesome. It really is. It is so nice. I never want to leave.
You came to see me? Thank you. It brings me so much joy to know there are those who care about me. How comfortable is my home? Absolutely awesome. It's brought so much joy to my life.
My current home is most agreeable. Such a genuinely comfortable space. I commend you, Yarny. My comfort level, it's awesome. I'm truly enjoying each and every day.
It's really cheerful around here with all the new Pokemon, and it's all thanks to you, Yarny. How comfortable am I? This place is awesome. I love living here.
I love my place now. You're the absolute best, Yarny. How comfortable am I? Living here is awesome. Seriously, every day is the absolute best.
The charm of Pokopia, the love baked into this game made me feel so at home each time I would rise from my bed. The personality of each Pokemon, the unique interactions they have with one another, I feel them come to life before my very eyes. The connection I feel to each Pokemon through my daily interactions with them has made me fall in love over and over again. Compassion goes a long way. Every single Pokemon was uniquely cared for, regardless of my feelings for them. They all deserve happiness. The pure desire to ensure that everyone has a place to live with their favorites, is well fed, and feels comfortable is something that expands far past just Pokemon for me. It's something that's embedded in my very nature. To be able to nurture and care for those around me, pay attention to the little things that they like, and care for their happiness is something I strive for. We should all share this belief and care for our fellow humans.